So you mentioned the team. I just want to go back to the different components that usually investors are, paying attention to. So there are loads of ICOs coming out every single day, and most probably there is this issue about choosing just 1 out of 10, for example. So you mentioned the team as being one of the main components that you're looking at. What else should one pay attention to before deciding to invest in ICOs?
So the first thing I would say is to really look at if usage of blockchain tech actually makes sense in this case. Because a lot of things can actually just be done with a database. For example, Bitcoin or Ethereum, the blockchain can process 5 to 10 transactions a second. MasterCard or Visa, they can process 10 to 20,000 a second. So on a scale-wise, we're still really not there yet, and it's a very early technology, and we're still figuring it out. If the case for using blockchain is there, if blockchain enables them to do something that wasn't possible before, great, that's a big point. The second point is the utility of the token. So some people will create a token because it's part of the ICO process and all of that, but there will be no incentive for people to use the token. If there's no link between the business model and the token will not appreciate value, will not have the utility that you need, etc., etc. So that will be usually a bad investment. That's for me the 3 biggest components. Then, for example, you can also see how well they communicate and how transparent they are. So that, for example, you can go on GitHub. GitHub is a place where developers, you might be aware of it, so you can see actually how active developers are. And then I also look at the community. I try to see if there is a hype, if people are excited about the project, because that's usually a big driver also of success. And the last thing also is I look if they cap their ICO. If there is a certain amount, and if the amount they raise is reasonable in link with what they want to achieve.
Okay, so now that more and more people are initiating ICOs, more and more people who were not involved in cryptocurrency and trade and blockchain are getting involved just because they like the project. So it's like first-time investment for them. Yeah. So do you think there is any specific sort of personality type that will do better in this field, or is it just because we have this stereotype that it may be just for nerds, or just for people who are really into maths and analysis and stuff like that? Are there anything that one should consider before getting involved?
So I feel like the people that I've seen that have fared the best in the space are people who are a little bit hybrid, that have some business knowledge. They don't need to be experts, but they have some business knowledge of business models or entrepreneurship or business development, and at the same time some technical knowledge. Because I feel like if you're purely financial, you might miss out on some technical sides, and vice versa. It's actually, what is interesting is that the space is extremely transparent, and everything you need is out there on the internet. So you can actually learn everything by yourself on the internet, and that's what I did. As much as the space can feel very dense and very complicated to get in, and indeed the first days are a little bit overwhelming, because you have all these concepts and all these players and really so much happening on a daily basis. But once you know a couple of bases, it gets easier by the day, I would say. And it's an amazing opportunity, and it's also a very exciting space to be in.